All right, my friends, please get to your mat. Make sure you can see me whether you're up or down. Please modify as needed. Bare feet, the breath. So important with this stuff. We're going to start with a little exercise to find that breath. I want you to start in a nice, comfortable hip width stance with your feet. Draw your abs in tight, reach the crown of your head to the ceiling. Press your feet really firmly into the floor. Just really kind of pull the abs in, draw the belly button, and find your center. Big breath in the nose. Bring the arms overhead. Sun salutation. Reach through the fingers. On your exhale, let's start in a nice soft forward fold. Relax your head into your knees for 3 breaths. In the nose, out the mouth. Folding a little bit deeper on those exhales in the nose. Relax your head into your knees, stretching the hamstrings, low back right away. Let's take one more breath into that in the nose. And on your exhale, fold a little deeper. One more time into those knees. Unroll the spine up, one vertebrae at a time. Take a big breath in the nose, sun salutation. Bring the arms overhead. Draw the abs in tight, squeeze your glutes in, press the feet firmly into the floor. Exhale, forward fold, one more time. Let's see if we can get a little bit deeper. Relax into your knees. Soften the knees as much as you need. You can keep the hands on the shins or ankles. You don't have to go all the way down. One more breath. Folding to the knees, articulate the spine up. One vertebrae at a time. When you get to the top, let's step the feet out nice and wide as you can, but still in a really strong stance, strong position in the legs. Wide-legged downward facing dog. I want you to stretch the arms out in front of you. Push your chest down to the mat as you reach out through your arms. Guide the head down. Let's take 3 breaths. Here we go. In the nose, either out the mouth or out the nose, reaching out through the fingers. Make sure you have 80 to 90% of your weight on your legs. We're not killing the arms. 2 more breaths, reaching out through the fingers. Open the hands really wide. Spread the fingers out. Let's stretch the hands out. We want to get all the adjustments out from head to toe. Pull the shoulder blades together as you push your head and chest down to the floor. Reach out through the fingers. Let's take one more breath to it. Then we're going to fold to the knees. Oh, great. Big stretch on the back and spine. Walk the hands back under your chest. Let's take the hands over to your left shin, ankle, or foot as low as you can grab. Very gently fold to the left knee without bending it. Let's keep those legs nice and straight. Move through your hips. 3 breaths. In the nose and out the mouth or out the nose as you fold a little deeper. We always want to work through our sticking points every week. 2 more breaths. Big stretch on those lateral hamstring, head, biceps femoris, short head. Very common problem area for overactivity and tightness. 1 more breath. Excellent. Nice and slow. Walk the hands over to your right foot, ankle, or shin. We're always trying to stay fluid, moving with the breath. Fluidity, smooth transitions. Here we go. In the nose. On your exhale, folding to that right knee. 2 more breaths. Take them slow. And again, nothing past an 8 of discomfort when we stretch. Let's take 1 more breath into that right knee. In the nose, out the mouth. Good. Come back to your center. Just going to turn the music up just a hair. I'm not hearing it. I got to hear that music. Come back to the center. Grab your elbows. We're going to really, really loosen that low back up now. Let your head and arms hang heavy under the chest. Straight legs. See if you can get your forearms to touch the floor. 3 breaths. Let's add in a little sway. If you're feeling comfortable, strong in the legs, let's start rocking through the low back. Sway those arms side to side. Nice and slow to start. Move through your hips and low back. And use your breath. Find that rhythm. We're always moving with the breath in these flows. It's that mind-body connection, that muscle-mind connection. We want to keep that throughout the entire flow. 2 more breaths. Modify as needed. If you need to put the hands on the floor and just kind of move through the hips and low back with the hands down, it's always a good idea. 1 more breath into our wide forward fold sways. Okay, bring the hands down to the floor. Articulate the spine up 1 vertebrae at a time. Whew, what a head rush. Let's give the head a break. Bar your left arm across your chest. Put your hand on your back of your elbow. Big twist to your right. Push against your elbow. We're going to stretch the shoulder girdle out for a bit. 3 breaths. Call this a barred arm twist or standing thoracic twist. Stretching the shoulder blade. 2 breaths. Keep the toes forward. Twisting through the trunk. Pushing on the elbow. 1 more breath. Good. Come back to your center. Let's bar the right arm, opposite arm. On your exhale, rotate into your stretch. Let's take 3 breaths past our sticking point. Pushing against that elbow as we twist. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Gently twisting, pushing, stretching that right shoulder blade out. Okay, great. Come back to the center. Lock your hands behind your back. If you can grab your fingers, I want you to really pull the arms back. Open your chest up. So we're squeezing the shoulder blades and extending the arms down as straight as you can. Very slowly, lower the head down for mudra. As much as you're able, taking the head down, extending the arms up as high as you can to the sky. Lock the elbows out. 3 breaths. Squeeze your shoulder blades as you extend. If you feel comfortable and strong in the legs, add in a little rotation. Play around with this stuff. This is not exact science. Move around. Get familiar. Move the stretches around. Get that body awareness. Let's take 1 more breath. Adding the twist or not, lifting the arms high. Bring the hands down to the floor before you unroll, articulate the spine up 1 vertebrae at a time. We always want to evenly displace that stress on the spine. And when you get to the top, I'm going to ask you to step to a back edge of your mat where you can still see me. We're going to take it down to the floor. Bring the hands down to your mat. We're going to very slowly walk the hands out into high or low cobra. Let the knees come down softly with control as your head chest comes up. Flatten your feet out. If this is too much on your low back, come to your elbows for a low cobra. Lift the head chest up. Otherwise, hands under the shoulders. Pull your shoulders back. Draw your abs in tight. Squeeze your glutes as you gently flex your hips into the mat. Reach your head chest up high. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Let's take it back to child's pose. I like to put my toes together and have my knees about hip width, but you play around with it. Like I said, nothing is exact or set in stone with this stuff. I want you to shake your hips and knees side to side. I want you to find your perfect little child's pose. We want to get as deep folded into our mat as we can. I want you to really lay into it. Chest down towards the floor. Stretch your arms out. 2 more breaths. Let's take 1 more breath into our child's pose. Stretch your arms out in front of you, head, chest up, come into cobra. This time we're going to add in some twists. Reach your head, chest up high. Let's move that spine around. Squeeze your glutes in as you twist. Keep the head high. Again, this is too much on your low back. Just go into low cobra on the elbows and forearms. 2 more breaths. Shifting that stretch. Feel that spine moving around. Keep flexing your hips into the mat and squeezing your glutes as you rotate the shoulders. Keep the head high. One more breath. All right, beautiful. Come into table pose. Since we're on the spine theme, almost every flow or class I do of this nature, cat and cow. So important. I think people underestimate spine health. We sit a lot, we lay a lot. It's just the nature of our lives. And all that cerebral fluid that goes to our brain goes through the spinal column. And so if we're tight, our spine is out of whack, we're restricting that cerebral fluid. We're literally depriving our brain of blood and oxygen. So flexion and extension through the spine. Go to cat on your exhale. Draw the belly in and up. Tuck your chin. Look at your belly button. Round your shoulders. Arch your back as high as you can. Stretch it all out. And when we go to cow, exhale. Lift the head high as you arch your back down. Keep the arms straight, but pull your shoulder blades back. Let's do 3 more. Here we go. Up to cat. Good. Release the cow on your breath. Head high. Extend the spine down. Pull the shoulders back. Here we go. On your breath. Up to cat. Keep trying to get higher and lower. On your breath, release the cow. Let's do that one more time. Here we go, up to cat. Last one, big squeeze, round the back. Squeeze your glutes in, press into the floor. And on your breath, last cow. Lift the head high, extend the spine down. All right, let's give the wrists a little break. I want you to put your arms out in front of you as far as you can, a little wider than your shoulders with your palms up. So put your palms up, reach the arms out in front of you, open the hands wide, and have them a little wider than your shoulders. Now I want you to push your chest towards your mat as low as you can. And I want you to think about pushing your butt back towards your heels without letting your arms or hands move. It's a great lat stretch. You should feel a really good stretch behind the shoulder and outside of the shoulder blade where the lats tie in. 3 breaths. Pushing the chest down to your mat, reaching out through the fingers, keeping the palms up as best as you can, pushing your butt back towards your heels without letting your arms or hands move. 2 breaths. Think about pulling your shoulder blades together as you push your chest down. Really stretch those lats out. 1 more breath. Another very common problem area, especially for us guys. I wish I could get some guys in here. Okay, drag the arms back. Have a seat on your heels. Let's walk the hands back. Okay, little low camel, seated camel here. Take it slow, big quad stretch. Sometimes the knees don't like this. Listen to your body. Sometimes putting the legs out a little wider. We're walking those hands back, guys. 3 breaths. Take it as far as you like or as little as you need. If you feel so inclined, you can even take those elbows down to the floor behind you. And if you really want to show off for your dog or cat, whoever's there watching you at home, you can take your back and head all the way to your mat. 2 more breaths, abs tight. And just lay back as much or as little as you can or like. Let's take 1 more breath. Bring yourself forward slowly. Sit up tall on your knees. And we're going to start in forward low lunge. Bring your left leg forward. Make sure you have a nice angle at the knee. We're going to be pushing the hips forward. Let's take a breath in and bring the arms overhead. I want you to reach up and back, crescent position, and lean your hips forward. Head, chest tall, reaching up and back. Arms as high as you can. Make sure you feel your rib cage lifting. Core is in tight always. We have that right leg back, so we're stretching those right hip flexors. I want you to think about squeezing your glute in on that right side. Squeeze those muscles in behind the back of the right hip as you lean forward. That's going to help inhibit and relax the hip flexors in the front of the hip if we engage the muscles in the back of the hip. Reciprocal inhibition It's a great technique we use for stretching. 2 more breaths. Reach higher, lean in a little bit more. 1 more breath, push back slowly, bring the arms down, extend that front left leg straight. Trace your hands down. Modified triangle folding to the knee. Take the hands to the floor if you are able and desire. 3 breaths, holding the big hamstring stretch. Again, nothing past an 8 of discomfort when we stretch, especially hamstrings. It's one of the densest muscles in the body, very fibrous. They tend to get very tight if you're not stretching them regularly. Just take 1 more breath to it. Push yourself forward so you flatten your foot out. Take both hands under the chest, shoulders. Bring the back right knee off the floor so we're in full lunge position. If you can, draw the left leg back so you're in full prone plank position. Any way you can make that transition is fine. Draw the core in tight. Press your arms firmly into the floor. 3 breaths. Activating the core, working the arms. This is where that mat Pilates comes in. A little more power, a little stronger yoga. Let's press the heels. Push forward and back through the ankles. You never know where we're going to go. That's why I love these flows so much. Every time is different. It's an adventure. 2 more breaths. Press the heels back. Come forward. Modify as needed. We're going to child's pose next. Take it there anytime you want. 1 more breath. Abs in. Moving forward and backward through the ankles. Let the knees come down softly. Push back. Child's pose. Let's recover. Let's restore. I don't want to scare anybody away if it's their first time. Sink it back. Stretch the arms out. Move the stretch around if you want, or just take some recovery breaths. 3 big, deep belly breaths. In the nose, out the mouth. Folding deeper, always into the mat. 1 more breath. Okay, sit up tall on the knees. Bring your right foot forward. We have to do that same sequence. We got 2 sides to the body, left and right. Right foot forward this time. Nice big angle at the knee. Take a breath in. Bring the arms overhead. Reach up and back, crescent, and then push the hips forward, low lunge. Forward, low lunge with a crescent reach. 3 breaths. Abs in tight. Squeezing the left glutes. Engaging those muscles in the back of the left hip as we stretch the front of the left hip. Reaching higher, leaning deeper. Let's take 1 more breath into it. Modified triangle fold. Push back so you can lock that right knee out. Flex your toes towards you. We want to lengthen every muscle on the back of the leg before we stretch. Take the hands down as far as you can. Fold to the knee. You can take the hands to the floor if you wish. Make adjustments. 3 breaths. Folding to the right knee. In the nose, out the mouth. Just checking our time here. I'm used to teaching this class for 50 minutes, and this is a 30-minute class, so I tend to kind of get in my zone, and sometimes I have no clue how much time has gone by. Can you get your nose to your knee? Let's take 1 more breath. There it is. Okay, come up slowly. Push forward. Take the hands under the chest, shoulders. Just draw the right leg back this time. Let's go to frog for our last exercise on the knees. Put your toes together. Hope you can see that. Toes together. Knees as wide as you can. Toes are touching. Knees are wide as you can. Push your butt back towards your heels, keeping the toes together. Knees as wide as you can. Lower your head, chest down to your mat. Reach out through the arms. Great deep inner hip stretch, adductors, groin area, really opening up the hips. 3 breaths. Keep pushing your butt back a little further, flattening your body out a little bit more by bringing your chest down and stretching the arms out. 2 breaths. One thing I failed to mention at the beginning of the class for our new friends, We do spend a good amount of time on the knees, table pose and stemming sequences from that. I always encourage you to roll your mat up or have multiple mats layered or a towel or something. If you're on a hard surface, if you're at home on tile or something hard, not good for the knees. Okay, bring yourself up. Have a seat on your butt by just swinging your legs out in front of you. We're gonna already lay back, so make sure you have room behind you. If you can unroll the spine down using the abs, do so, or just go to your side, however you can get flat. Nice and slow, peel the back down, one vertebrae at a time. Once you get flat, I love to go into this good morning stretch, little good morning pose. Get as long as you can. Reach down through your toes, reach back through your fingers. 3 breaths, abs in tight, feet can be down on the floor, or if you want a little more of a challenge, a little more of a stretch, bring the feet a little bit off the floor, your choice, down or up with the feet. Reaching back through the fingers as far as you can, reaching down through the toes as far as you can. 2 more breaths. Everything is pulling away from the center of the body. Abs in tight. 1 more breath. Bring the knees into your chest, 1 or 2 at a time. Hug them down as firmly as you can so that your tailbone lifts up off the floor. 3 breaths. Squeeze your abs in. Hug those knees firmly. 2 more breaths. We're gonna do a little scissoring hamstring sequence, little mat Pilates, followed by a nice stretch. And we'll be doing our final cool down shortly after that. Okay, scissor position. Left leg over the hip as high as you can, as straight as you can. Right leg down straight, slightly off the floor. Crunch up and reach above your knee as high as you can. Slowly let your head sink back. Be careful, it's gonna pull you into the stretch. Now you can keep your head down. I don't want you to strain your neck. If you want to join me, if you have strong neck flexors, and you can sit up, pull that knee towards your face, squeeze your abs in. We're going to count 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in and scissor the legs to the other side. Exhale as you pull into that hamstring stretch. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, scissor. Exhale, pulling a little bit deeper each time is always the goal. Please be careful. 2, 1. Inhale, scissor. Exhale as you pull into your stretch. And please do not strain your neck. Put your head down at any point. Here we go. Inhale, scissor. We're going to do a couple more. Exhale, stretch. Love stretching the hamstrings. Inhale, scissor. Exhale, stretch. Obviously, we sit a lot, leave the tight hamstrings. Inhale, scissor. Exhale, stretch. But the other problem is it inhibits the glutes. We sit a lot, we get weak glutes. Inhale, scissor. Hamstrings are synergists to the glutes. They work together. The hamstrings become dominant, overpower. 1 more time each side. Inhale, scissor. They get overactive. They take over when they shouldn't. So we stretch them and we strengthen the glutes. 1 more breath. Last one. Pull into it. Relax your head. Take the knees to the chest. And let's do a little cradle rock. Massage the back and spine side to side. Make sure you're hugging those knees as firmly as you can. Ideally, we want the tailbone to lift up a little bit off the floor. That's how we know we have nice neutral spine. We're really unloading, decompressing the lower spine. 2 more breaths. In the nose, out the mouth, or out the nose, whichever feels better for you. Last breath. We're going to go single lying hip twist. I always have this in towards the end somewhere. One of my favorite stretches. Take your left leg down straight to the floor. Have your right knee at 90 degrees over your hip. Take the right arm out to your side with your palm up. Take the left hand to the outside of that right knee we have over the hip. Turn your head, look down your right arm that's out to your side, and we're going to just take that right knee over slowly until you hit your sticking point. And if you haven't caught on yet, the theme of this flow is 3 breaths. 3 breaths past your sticking point. We're going to take that knee over. At some point, it's going to want to stop. We're going to hold that, and then we're going to take 3 breaths carefully past it. 2 more breaths. I always get an adjustment on this one. Let's see if I get it today. Maybe I already got it out of there. Last breath. Nope, not on that side. Okay, bring that right knee back over your hip, extend it down straight. Bring the left knee over the hip at 90 degrees. Follow the same steps. Right hand to the outside of your left knee. Left arm straight out to the side of your shoulder with the palm up. Turn your head. Oh, I'm going to crush my mic pack. Here we go. Turn your head, look down your left arm. Take that left knee over slowly. 3 breaths past your sticking point. Keep it moderate, nothing past an 8 of discomfort. 2 more breaths. Make sure you don't let that left shoulder lift. Oh, there's the adjustment I was looking for. 1 more breath. All right, guys, come back to the center. Bring your right knee up to join your left knee. Hug them down firmly as you can. Massage the back and spine side to side. Take a couple of nice deep long belly breaths. We're going to go into our final cool down here. Nice stretch there. Try to cover a little bit of everything. I don't like to miss any part of the body. 1 more breath. Shavasana is coming our way. Let's extend the legs down straight, 1 at a time. Corpse pose. Toes pointing out, heels in. Relax your arms to your sides. Oh, I'm kicking my spin bike. Let me scoot back. Relax your arms to your sides with your palms up. Close your eyes. Get as relaxed as you can. Let's take 5 long, deep belly breaths. All the way in the nose, all the way out the mouth or nose. Just try to drift off for the last minute or 2. Big breaths in the nose, out the mouth. 3 more. Here we go. As long and as deep as you can. Out the mouth or nose. Just letting everything get heavy. 2 more. Big, deep belly breaths. One more nice, big, deep belly breath. Every bit in, every bit out. Once you've let all that air out, bring your arms behind you for 1 more good morning stretch. Start waking your body up. Do a big reach down through the toes, back through the fingers, abs in tight. If you can do a roll up to forward spine stretch, do so. If you have no idea what I just said, sit yourself up any way you can. Have your legs straight out in front of you. Once again, I have found my way off of my mat. Here we go. 3 breaths. Lock the knees, reach to the toes, fold to the knees. Forward spine stretch. 2 more breaths. Folding to the knees on the exhales, gently reaching out through your straight arms. 1 more breath to finish your flow. Peel your spine back, bring yourself up. And I think that is where we're going to have to stop today, my friends. I'm going to come and pause this recording because the cool thing about these classes is you can do them anytime you want. Let me turn your audio